Standard analysis of the Chinese economy often divides the country into two different countries. On the left, an aging rust belt dominated by sparks and steel. On the right, a sleek Silicon Valley of drones and software campuses. This perspective assumes a competition for resources between the physical and the digital, but a closer look at the country's industrial policy reveals a different architecture, a shared digital nervous system designed to sync the factory floor directly with the software lab. The sheer scale of this machine is difficult to overstate. This data shows that China currently accounts for nearly 28% of the entire world's manufacturing output, a physical footprint roughly 1.6 times larger than that of the United States. Managing that volume requires more than just raw labor. The current 14th Five-Year Plan specifically mandates the development of what Beijing calls new quality productive forces, a strategy to embed advanced technology into every link of the production chain. This fusion is a strategic necessity. By integrating software directly into the manufacturing base, Beijing aims to move past its history as the world's low-cost assembly line and secure long-term technological self-reliance. The process begins in R&D hubs like Beijing and Hangzhou, the brains of the ecosystem. These hubs provide the digital breakthroughs that the state hopes will drive future growth. They are the birthplaces of unicorns, highly efficient AI models like DeepSeek, and the creative teams behind global software hits like Black Myth Wukong. Software dominance is only one piece of the puzzle. For code to exert national power, it requires a foundation of deep scientific research and the specialized hardware to run it. To find that hardware, the code travels south to Shenzhen, often called the Silicon Valley of hardware. This city serves as the bridge between a digital idea and a physical object. Within these makerspaces, a dense network of component suppliers and engineers can take a digital blueprint and produce a working physical prototype in a matter of days. In the tech world, this turnaround is known as China speed. This ecosystem ensures that innovation doesn't get stuck in a lab. The ability to prototype faster than the competition determines which country actually controls the next generation of hardware. Once a prototype is perfected, it moves inland to the muscle, massive manufacturing hubs designed for global scale. In Hefei, the local government acts like a venture capital firm, investing in deep tech sectors and opening up massive urban parks as real-world testing grounds for autonomous buses and delivery drones. Further west is Zhangzhou, the world's largest assembly and logistics node. Known as iPhone City, its facilities demonstrate the sheer output volume possible when highly automated lines are synchronized with global demand. While geographically distant, these cities are linked by pulsing 5G and high-speed rail networks, operating as a single coordinated entity. This connectivity creates a demand-sensing loop. Real-time data from coastal software hubs flows instantly to inland factories, altering production to match consumer preferences. This level of integration removes the friction between a laboratory and a factory. It allows inland cities to function not as isolated manufacturers, but as high-speed extensions of the R&D process. Maintaining this level of synchronization and velocity requires a massive commitment of human capital. Much of the nation's tech growth was fueled by the 996 work culture, a grueling expectation that employees work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. This relentless pressure eventually led to a psychological breaking point. Workers began using the term neizhuan, or involution, to describe a feeling of being trapped in a cycle of meaningless, hyper-competitive overwork. The resulting pushback manifests as tengping, or lying flat. It is a movement where exhausted young professionals choose to opt out of the high-stress rat race, reducing career expectations to find sustainable lives. The state has responded by beginning to roll back the 996 culture. Planners realize that long-term innovation relies on a sustainable workforce, leading to a new push for factories to adopt robotics and automation to replace raw physical toil. The competitive advantage in the global economy is shifting. Future dominance will likely be defined by the depth of a nation's integrated industrial ecosystem rather than its access to low-cost manual labor.